Hello and welcome to the Game Shed with me, Mark. We're coming towards the end of August, so this is my final pickups video for the month. We've managed to do 4 videos this month, so we're pretty happy. Jamie has been doing this for the past sort of 3 months, but I've managed to find a bit of time to do a few myself and get in on the action. So here is what has been going on with me. In the last pickups video, part 3, I showed you all my stuff that I got from car boots and from eBay and from Facebook and everything else, minus a small batch of stuff which I'd like to show you today. Firstly, I'm just going to show you a few things I got outside of the special bundle I'm going to show you. So the first thing I got was 2 Nintendo 64 games. Turok, Dinosaur Hunter, or Turok, or however you want to say it, and Biofreaks. These are both the Nintendo 64 and are both very good games. Reason I bought these is because of the Nintendo 64 that I brought back from my dad's house and I've set up in my front room, and in getting back into playing some one-player games on the Nintendo 64, Turok, or Turok, as apparently it's supposed to be pronounced, is to some people a very poor game. To other people it's a very special game. To me it holds a lot of nostalgic value because I played a shitload of it. I bought this to kind of play through it and see how it plays now after having not played it for a very long time. So I did a live stream earlier. I'm going to put that up on our YouTube channel just so you can watch me playing the first, I don't know, 20 minutes or so of this game and see how it fares. Biofreaks I did play a long time ago, but I cannot remember. So if you know this game, you like this game, let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested. So that was those 2. Next is the final thing that I forgot to show you that I grabbed at the car boot when I was with Jamie and Tom. That thing is an Xbox 360. Now Jamie was talking about an Xbox 360 that he picked up on eBay just recently in, I think it was part 2 of his videos. Now, he got his for a £5 and he was very unhappy with me for picking this up at the car boot for £3. Now, as you can see, it's a bit battered, it's missing the top, no hard drive in it. That stuff can be fixed, you know. But it is an HDMI 360 and I'm very happy for getting that for £3. So that was that, £3 from the car boot. Right, on to the big bundle. Now, a friend got in touch with me recently, probably a few months ago, who now lives in Australia. Used to live in the UK, lives in Australia now. He said to me, I see you're collecting games, I see you're playing games. I've got loads at my house in North London. Do you want to grab them and take them? I was like, well, yeah. He said, I might want them back one day, so just take good care of them for me. Now that's a very hard thing to say to someone who's a collector, because when someone offers you a whole load of games and says they might want them back, what do you do? What do you do? I'd be intrigued to know what you would do in this scenario. Would you take the games and put them in your collection? Would you keep them all together so you know which ones are which? Very interested. The first bundle was a batch of PS2 games. So here they are. We've got exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 PS2 games. I'm going to rattle through these because obviously there's a lot and I've got a lot more to show you. So Super Buster Move 2, 1945 1 and 2, the arcade games, Medal of Honor Frontline, Grand Theft Auto 3, complete with map, lovely game. Pro Evo 5, 007 Nightfire, V-Rally 3, Pro Evo 3, GTA Vice City, complete with map. Did take good care of these, I'll give you that, Toby. Next game is GT Gran Turismo, and this is the concept version. Box complete, very nice. Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec, that's the platinum version. The Sims, Gran Turismo 4, Tiger Woods, this is 2005. Stuntman, which is an Atari game. And there's no disc in there. That's great. I thought I'd checked all these, but clearly not. Pro Evo 4. And finally, no, that's an Xbox game. So, without further ado, let's move on to the Xbox games. I'm going to rattle through these like I said. Conflict Vietnam, first game. Xbox original. Halo Combat Evolved. Very nice. It's got a thick manual, look at that. Championship Manager Season 0203. GTA Vice City. So he's got a copy of that on Xbox original and PS2. Splinter Cell. Now this is a very handy game, as people out there will know who have modded their Xboxes. This is one part of what you need to mod your original Xbox. Pro Evo 4, Championship Manager, Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. I have not seen this before. This looks very nice condition as well. And finally, Toka Race Driver 2. I'm not sure which one it is. So that was the PS2 and Xbox original games. As well as the games, he also gave me an Xbox original and a PS2, a fat one. So as a gift to him, I may just get this soft modded by my good friend Jamie as part of the deal. Maybe he'll let me keep the games if I give him a full arcade Xbox. So there we go, that was the hardware. So as well as all the PS2 Xbox stuff, there was also a whole load of a lot older stuff. So I'm going to quickly rattle through all of the stuff that he gave me, and you're going to see just how big this bundle was. It's ridiculous. I'm going to rattle through a few of these tape games. Now these are a mixture Commodore 64 and I think ZX Spectrum, mostly Commodore 64. So Formula 1 Simulator. Whoops. This is called Kickstart. I'll be very interested to know if any of you know any of these games, because a lot of them I've never played. Jungle Story. That looks a bit like a weird Jungle Book. You might be able to pick that up on the camera. Right, this is Hungry Horace, Commodore 64 game. No idea what this game is like. I mean, the front cover really doesn't tell you anything much at all, and there's no back to look at with graphics. Karate Champ, that looks awesome. And there's actually some graphics on the back, and it looks quality. So there you go. That was £2.99 back in the day. Sprite Man, anyone recognise this guy? He looks familiar to me. Very much like Mr. Pac-Man. I think that may be a rip-off. Next we've got Shadow of the Beast 2. This was a Psygnosis game. Fantastic game. I remember this actually. This is brilliant, and I used to have this, I think, on my Amiga. Yes, because this is the Amiga version. See? 2 disc. Floppy discs. And there's a little sheet that just fell out. Let's just see what that is. We hope you've enjoyed Shadow of the Beast 2. So we can keep you informed of future Amiga products, please complete and return this card. And you can buy a Beast 2 t-shirt, only $9.99. Printed in 6 colours from exclusive design. So I'll keep that in there, that's beautiful. A second copy of Shadow of the Beast 2, bizarrely. Right, 720. Now that's an interesting one, I've seen this before. This is for the Commodore 64. Or 128, and it's made by Atari. I'm sure that I've played a later version of that. Next is Chase HQ. What a beauty. I remember playing this on the arcade with the old wheel. It's got the instructions in there. It's even got the little ocean bag. Look at that. Beautiful. There's the tape. Half an hour loading time later, and you'd be loving Chase HQ. Next is Manic Miner. Now, this is a game that almost everyone will know. Probably would have played it on a lot of different machines, but this is the Commodore 64 version. Now look at that, black and white tape. Nice. Super Silver Thunderbirds is this one. Don't you just love these old tape cases? The ones that are all plastic moulded. Love it. Right, let's keep going. Power Drift. This, I remember playing on something else. This is a Sega game. This is the Commodore 64 version, but I'm sure that I've played this before. My brain is not what it used to be. So remind me in the comments below what I might have played that on. Toyota Celica GT. This is a Gremlin game and this is the Amiga version. That has not got instructions, and the box is pretty battered, but still good as that. Okay, so a whole load more tape games. First one we got is Maggot Omania. No idea what the fuck that is. Now Games 4. Now this is one of the classic sort of compilations that you used to be able to buy of games, and they used to put the best games of the time onto a compilation. And this one is As Seen on TV, so I don't know what TV show they were showing that on, but the games on here are Back to the Future, Omega, Dan Dare, Hacker and Squash. A very random mixture of games, I'm sure you'll agree. Next up is They Sold a Million, and this is part 3 of They Sold a Million. I've actually got one of the They Sold a Million packs. I think it's an Amiga pack. This has got Fighter Pilot, Kung Fu Master, Rambo and Ghostbusters on it. Box is battered, but what can you do? Next up we've got Talladega. This is obviously a car racing game. Yeah, it doesn't look great. Go-Go the Ghost. Anyone remember these? Glug Glug for the Commodore 64. Whoops. Spy Rates and Snowmen. Pot It. What a random selection of games. Run the Gauntlet. I think that was a TV show, Run the Gauntlet. Squirm. Some really scary looking worms on the front of that. Buggy Boy. Vortex Raider. Another one of the boxes that is moulded for a tape. It's beautiful, look at that. Then we've got 4 great games. Literally, they called it what it is. 4 great games. European games, Ian Botham's Test Match, Bomb, or Bombo, and World Cup 2. They might have been great games at the time. I highly doubt it. Next we've got Silkworm. It's another Commodore 64 game. We have Griot Trap. We have the classic Paperboy. Now that is a nice one. Look at that. 2 tapes. Got the instructions. Great condition. Operation Wolf. Now if you watch my last pickups video, you'll see that I picked up Operation Wolf just at the weekend, and it was for the NES. That wasn't the weekend, it was a car boot near my dad's. So that was for the NES, and this one is for the Commodore 64. So very different, I'm sure. And this one would have taken a lot longer to load. Brian Bloodaxe. That looks like the sort of Monty Python style text on the front. I could be wrong, but if anyone recognises that, Brian Bloodaxe. The first ever game to feature primary imbalance. How odd. And here we go, look at that. Outrun. Beautiful. 2 tapes, Commodore 64, Commodore 128. I don't know why there's... Oh, that one's just the music. Oh, that's amazing. That is literally the Outrun music on a tape. And that is fantastic. So the game and the music, Outrun. So now we're going to move on to some big box games which are mostly Amiga. So first up, Chase HQ 2. So we had Chase HQ 1 on the Commodore 64. And now look at that. That's on the Amiga. Chase HQ 2. Classic game. G-Lock G-Lock R360. I remember G-Lock. I don't remember G-Lock R360. But this is the Amiga version and was compatible with pretty much every Amiga. That's awesome. And that's a Sega game, that one. Kickoff 2. Who remembers Kickoff? Great games. Very similar to Sensible Soccer in the style. Top-down football game. Soccer game. Whatever you want to call it. Afterburner. Now, I used to love this in the arcade. This just has 1 tape. I'm not sure if this is supposed to have 2 tapes, but probably. So that one is short. Mortal Kombat. Now, I had this on my Amiga back in the day. And I remember it being on 2 discs, and I can't remember the point in the game where you had to load the second disc, but I remember it being very annoying. So if you can remember, pop it in the comments below, I'd love to know. It's Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat. Sports Spectacular. This is World Championship Soccer and Tournament Golf. This is another Amiga game, and actually comes on 3 discs. You get Tournament Golf on 2 discs and World Championship Soccer on 1. So Tournament Golf was obviously the bigger game of the 2. Right, this is Mega Mix, and this is a mix of games very similar to that they sold 1 million. But this one, you've got Operation Wolf, you've got Dragon Ninja, Real Ghostbusters, and Barbarian 2. Now, who remembers the front cover of Barbarian? She was fit. Micro Machines. Micro Machines on the Amiga. It says you'll be hooked on the front. You'll be hooked in minutes and thrilled for weeks. Single disc. Interesting. And the instruction manual. There you go. Getting there with these. There's not that many left to go. So this is the last of them. I'll talk you through these quickly, and then you can go. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's on the Amiga. A couple of discs. No instructions. Sensible Soccer. Who remembers this? This was one of my favourite football games back in those days. And look, 2 discs, and look at that fat manual. That's what we like. None of this one sheet manuals you get these days. Sensible World of Soccer as well, even better. And this included a management sim. I don't think there's actually anything in there. Oh, so that's 2 things out of this whole bundle. They didn't have anything inside. Now, I used to love the management sim on this. It's so fast and easy to play that you could just play it for days and days and days. Grand Prix. Now, this is a beast of a box. It feels like there's a oh my goodness, right, so 4 discs. An absolute stonker of a manual. Look at that. Wow. Like, you'd need that much in a manual. Gives you the driving techniques and everything. Next up is a game called the Ninja Warriors. The cover art on this is beautiful. Look at that, it's fantastic. And this is actually a 1-tape game on the Commodore 64. It says incredible but true. And this was £9 when it was bought. Bargain. Robocop. Who remembers Robocop on the Commodore 64? The beautiful thing about this was the music. The music was amazing. It was also amazing on the Game Boy. Look at this. This is a full-on Robocop poster. Maybe I'll stick that there on the wall. Don't think my wife would be too keen. F-29 Retaliator. Another flight sim type game, but this is an ocean one, and it has another absolute beast of a manual. For a 2-disc game, that kind of manual, mental. 2 left to go. Virtual reality. So this, I'm presuming, was their idea of virtual reality at the time, because it was all like polygons and first person, all that kind of stuff. There's a 5-game compilation from Elite, and you've got Star Glider 2, Carrier Command, Midwinter, Stunt Car Racer, and International Soccer Challenge. The final game of the bunch is Graham Taylor's Soccer Challenge. Now, the interesting thing is, in the UK, we call it football. Now, they call it soccer on this. Graham Taylor surely would only be recognised by people in the UK as being a really shit England manager. Why they called this Soccer Challenge, I have no idea. Probably to appeal to other markets, but straight away you lose your current market. But there you go. That is the bundle. That's the mega bundle that I've been given from a friend who says I can look after it because he's not sure when he'll want it back. So we're going to see what happens with this lot. We're going to get some of this on the go, that's for sure, and try and play some of it. I mean, on the Amiga 500 we've got one at the Game Shed, and there's no reason why we can't play some of these games. So that's the lot, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it, if I'm honest. So I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.